Hi guys, welcome to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I posted on Instagram a poll asking people to send in questions, and I also put it on my Snapchat story. And I got about 11 questions here, so I'm going to be answering those for you guys. The first question we're going to start off with is favorite mod on your car. So just to give you guys like a rundown, if you hadn't saw my last video, I have coilovers, XXR rims. I also have an NVIDIA N1 catback exhaust. And then I got some cosmetic stuff. But personally, so I have two. I'm going to tell you guys two. So my number one is my exhaust. I think the N1 NVIDIA is like the best sounding exhaust for the BRZs. And then my second one is honestly gonna be my shift knob. I have a red carbon fiber shift knob from Subi Mods. I love it. It's super lightweight. It shifts clean. I will now insert a video of my exhaust, and I will put a picture of my shift knob in there. Alright, now with the second question, how much horsepower does your car get? So this is a tough question because I've never actually dynoed my car, but I would say probably 200 to the crank. Again, I know it's not a lot, BRZs aren't fast. I really don't know where I'm at. I do have a tune, but it was done by the previous owner. They had told me a much higher horsepower, and that I don't necessarily believe. So I'm gonna say 200 to the crank, 220 to the crank, because it is a performance tune. And I don't know what torque I'm getting. I'm not exactly sure on that. All right, now for the third question. How much money do you plan on sticking into the car before you get a new one? So I'm kind of stuck on this because, part of me wants to go wide body, part of me wants to turbo it, part of me wants to tune it to be a better tune, get an intake, all that. But personally, I think I'm not really going to throw any more money into the car because, as I said in my last video, I do plan on getting a S550 Mustang GT next year. And I just feel like it would not be smart to put more money into the BRZ when I'm just going to go get a new car next year. But if I do decide to spend money, it'd probably be turbo kit and tune before I would go wide body or anything like that. All right, now for the fourth question. What's your plans with the future Mustang? So I plan on getting the S550, and there is a question of what year next, so I'm not gonna spoil that quite yet. But I don't want it to be some crazy 1,000+ horsepower build. That's not what I'm going for at all. Right away, I'll probably run stock on it for a while. Rims would probably be the only thing I'd change right away. And then I would say like my first mod would be exhaust, and then I would get into turbo kits, tuning, all that, and I don't think I would want to push anything over 750 horsepower right now. Now into the fifth question. What year and color Mustang do you want? So I personally think I'm going to go with a 2015. I ideally would want black or white. Probably going to wrap it in the future anyway, but that wouldn't be something right away, so I'd want black or white. It all depends what I can get for the budget that I have. Obviously 2015 is going to be the cheapest for the S550s. So that's probably what I'll go with. We'll see though. All right, the next question is, how much horsepower will the Mustang have? So stock, they get 435 horsepower, as they are the 5-liter Coyote engine. And as I said previous in the video, I think I want to go to about 750 wheel horsepower, and I want to go E85. That's something I forgot to say earlier. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to go much more than that. I do have a buddy, some of you might know, Douglas Litzow. He has a 2013 Mustang GT, and I'm not going to spoil anything of his build. If you guys want to go check out his channel, I will link it in the description. He has a crazy build going on right now, fully built motor. You guys can see the rest on his channel, but that's who's kind of going to help me, you know, and answer some questions for my Mustang build in the future, because he knows a crazy amount when it comes to Mustangs. But right now I'm sticking with around the 750 mark. All right, next question is, what made you want to become a car enthusiast? So growing up, both my parents were into cars somewhat. My dad more than my mom, and we'd go watch races, went to the drag races a couple times, just went to little events with like famous cars, like Lightning McQueen's cars from the movie, like a replica and stuff like that. And so I always had interest kind of into cars, and once I got to be about, like, right after I turned 15, my mom actually bought a 2003 Mustang. It was a V6 for me as a surprise, and I did pay her back for it. And so when I got the Mustang, you know, it wasn't like, oh, I want to build this like right away. It was more like everyone telling me, wow, you have a cool car, like, and me starting to realize, like, oh, I think like cars are awesome, like this is something I want to do in the future. And you know, I had my Mustang from when I was 15 until I was just about 18, and that's when I bought the BRZ. And the BRZ is when I really started getting into building cars and being more interested in like horsepower and torque and how far can I push myself. And I guess it kind of snapped one day, and that was just something that I really found enjoyment in, and I had a lot of people surrounding me that were also interested in cars, and that helped a lot. All right, and the next question is, what tips do you have for a first-time car person? This is kind of a hard question, because it really, you know, there's a wide variety of car enthusiasts. Like, there's so many different types of cars, so many different companies that make cars, so many different types, like muscle cars, you know, then there's like the racers. And so, I mean, my advice, and I'm no expert, you know, I haven't been a car enthusiast for forever, but find what you like. Find what style of car fits you. And, you know, YouTube is an awesome thing. Watch a lot of videos on other people's cars, other people's builds, and then go from there and use your style and thrive off of that. Do not let other people's opinions change how you build your car or what car you pick. People made fun of me all the time for having a V6 Mustang, but I didn't care. I didn't need anything more than that at that time. And, you know, I get a lot of crap for my BRZ being slow. Well, my BRZ is what I love, and right now, when I bought the car, I wasn't going for power. I was going for looks. I love the way the BRZs look. I love the way they handle. They are amazing around corners. That's what I was going for. Now, when I get a Mustang next year, that's a totally different story. That's not handling anymore. That is looks and power. And so make sure you stick to your own thoughts about cars and opinions. And other people's opinions are nice. It helps. You know, it's not bad to have other people's opinions. But just don't let other people's hate and their opinion change the way you build your car and what car you buy. All right, and the next question is, what cars do you suggest for a person just getting into cars? Right off the bat, you know, there's a lot of V6 and GTs, Mustangs that you can get within that range, like 03, 04, 05. I don't exactly know how much those are going for at the moment, but I got my 03 V6 for $4,000, and I know you can get them cheaper than that, but mine was just really clean. And my mom actually got it from a buddy of mine. But another one would be Jettas. I had a couple buddies who had Jettas. They can sound good. They can make decent power. You know, they're not the flashiest thing in the world, but again, it's your first car. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. Not all of us have a crazy amount of money to spend. Another one would be like Volkswagen Golfs. Another car would be like Audi A4s, older Audi S4s, and those are getting into the more expensive foreigns. They're not the easiest to fix. But if you're willing to pay that price and have that risk, then that's a good option for you. And there's some BMWs that are also like 328i's, 330i's that you can find within that 10K budget. Infiniti G35s, G37s, Hyundai Genesis coupes. Those are all good starter cars that I know a lot of people have started out on. And, you know, I'm probably missing a lot. There's a lot of other good cars, but personally, that's what I was looking at for my first car and second car. The BRZ is my second car, and I'm very fortunate to be able to have that as a second car and to have that Mustang as a first car. And it's nothing to be ashamed of if your first car can't be anything crazy. If it's just a Impala, you know, that's nothing to be ashamed of at all. If you want to put rims on an Impala, go for it. I've seen some really cool, just regular everyday cars that you see. I've seen some really cool ones, and again, there's no shame of that. All right, the next question is, if you're not wealthy, is it still possible to build/be into cars? Of course. There's people who take $1,000 cars and make them look good, sound good, and a big thing in the car community is respecting all builds, and that's like super important for me. Like, yeah, I make jokes to my buddies like, oh, your car's slow, your car looks like crap, like, but that's jokes to my buddies. But at the end of the day, we still respect each other's builds. I still respect all builds. And again, I don't have the fastest car ever, but I will still give my buddies crap for having slow cars. And I do have the slowest car in the group. But, you know, I'm not wealthy by any means, and I have a BRZ, and even when I had my Mustang, I got a lot of compliments all the time from people like, hey, that's a cool car, your car sounds good. I hope to have a car like that one day. And being wealthy is not like the most important thing about being into cars. It's the drive, it's the passion for cars. Yeah, having money, you can get a really cool car if you have a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of people who buy these really cool cars, but they don't have a passion to build cars. They don't have a passion for cars. They just have really nice cars. And there is people who have money, like a lot of money, and they build cars and they still have the passion for it. But I really don't think money is the biggest thing. It's really just comes down to your passion and drive, and if you want something, you can achieve it. And it may take time, but you're going to get it one day, and that's just kind of the mentality that I like to have. All right, and for the last question, would you ever put a wide body kit on your BRZ? The simple answer to that is yes, I would love to. But with wanting to buy the Mustang next year and not necessarily wanting to throw that money into the BRZ right now, as of right now, it is not going to happen. Would I love it? Yes, but right now it just won't happen, and that's just how it's gonna be, because I could go throw $7,000 into a wide body kit, spend the time to do it myself, or even pay someone to do it, which would be expensive, but I would probably just do it myself. That could be parts for the Mustang, and I feel come next year when I get the Mustang, I'm gonna be like, oh, shouldn't have put that wide body kit on the BRZ, like I don't even have it anymore. Could have spent that money on the Mustang. And so right now I'm gonna say no, that is not going to happen, but I could have a change of heart. I could go a totally different direction. I have no idea. I don't know what the future is going to hold. I have plans for what I want. I have motivation to make certain things happen, but again, anything can change at any time. So my answer for now is no. Thank you guys so much for watching my Q&A video. I hope to do more of these, and if you guys have any other video ideas, just drop them in the comments, message me on Instagram, add my Snapchat. I'll have all that linked in the bio. And don't forget to go check out my buddy Douglas's YouTube channel out. He has some pretty crazy, awesome videos. And I think you guys would really enjoy his channel too. We both are Minnesota boys. He does more of the racing content, and I'm not doing that right now. Maybe sometime in the future. But thank you guys again for watching the video. If you could drop a like, subscribe, that'd be awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next video.